Years in development, the Chinese company last year finally showed prototype condition of this motorcycle, namely Zontes 703RR. Actually, as a matter of fact, there wasn't more technical data available too. Anyway, that 703RR has just very recently gained the type certification that allows it to boast some of its primary specs while providing one image of the production version. For the Zontes, the Sportbike will boast 110 horsepower at 11,000 revolutions per minute. With an homologate peak power figure of 101 horsepower on the official paperwork, a claim of 110 for the 703RR does seem just a bit over the top if the new type clearance documents are anything to go by at least. It sounds almost eminently reasonable. In fact, the official peak speed of the 703RR 143 mph Sports puts it in the same ballpark as most Honda CBR 650R competition. The Zontes will at least until CF Moto's 675 SR goes into production clearly and comfortably outmuscle the Aprilia RS 660 and Triumph Daytona 660. It displaces 699cc courtesy of its 70mm bore and 60.6mm stroke, and the Zontes have done an admirable job of showing said mill as a high-performance design with a 13:1 compression ratio. All but Triumph's T-plane crank models among the other three-cylinder bikes have a 120-degree crank for evenly spaced ignition intervals. From what we saw since the bike was unveiled this past November at EICMA, it doesn't look much different. Probably the most striking change in comparison to its roadster sibling is the location of the headlamps. They're curiously mounted on each side of the fairing instead of being up in the nose. If the concept bike had four clearly identifiable projector-style lights protruding well in front of the leading edge of the winglets, the in-store version would appear to add a bit more subtlety to its design with the custom-made light units on that model hidden further back. Light units remain under the upper plane of the side-mounted winglets on the production model. Up front, there are still lights, including an auxiliary light hidden beneath and an LED strip forming a V along the front border. But here it is. Will this new three-cylinder motorcycle be enough to placate the customers of Zontes? After all, the company has been on the receiving end of online roasts in China for the prevailing policy of offering only single-cylinder motorcycles in a market chock full of parallel twin engines. The Zontes does its best to remain distinctive by avoiding the twin and moving to a three-cylinder, even though there are now more four-cylinder options in the same class available to the market because of the long development of this three-cylinder, let alone the three-cylinder CF Moto 675 SR that is likely to be a direct competitor.